Hey everyone, we're live. I'm gonna kind of hang out for a little bit, see if anybody pops up. This lighting is terrible. Hey Tom. Can you hear me all right? Hey, can everyone hear me all right? Maybe not. Yes, good. I'm doing really good. It's been really hot, so I'm a little burnout. How about you? Hey everyone. Hey big guy. Good, Tom. Hey, howdy. Hey everyone. Oh, North Carolina, not too far. Good, thanks Jacob. How about you? Oh, I'm soaking sweat. I've been working on it. It's just a matter of getting everything edited and uploaded. You can see I can work on stuff, but I'm still lacking in the whole editing and uploading part of things. I'm really working at it. Honestly, right now, I'm editing 8 videos. This is, I don't know, my little paper list here. Just trying to, once I get going, we'll have them evenly coming out, but I don't know, I like stuff to be, I really want to bring out good content for you guys. And so like, I'll get going on a video and then something will come up and I'm like, well, this isn't going to quite be enough for you guys. And so then I kind of hold off a little bit until I get it going. And so, hey, I see someone said they're missing the Volkswagen Rabbit. We have something really big coming up with it. And I think I do need an editor. Sorry, I'm reading and talking and, oh, hey, Jeremy. But we do have something really big coming up with the Rabbit. I think it'll be really fun, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy. I know I will. Thanks, man. Let's see. I'm going to start going through a few of these questions. I want to make sure everyone wants to get on here gets on here before I start going through stuff. Thanks, Mike. Hey, everyone. I'm trying to read all these comments and reply to everybody. Can I what, Timothy? Get someone to edit for me? Hey, Jim. Isn't that the truth? I don't know. I really enjoy carburation versus fuel injection. I can definitely keep an eye out, Timothy. But yeah, I like the tweaking and what you can do with it, and what you can really make out of a carbureted engine. Definitely, you can do a lot with fuel injection, but you have to have the tuning and the software and the expensive parts that go with it. And what got you to do YouTube videos? Thanks. So what got me to do YouTube videos? I don't know. I really enjoy the work. I'm trying to think how to put this. I love cars. I really enjoy cars. I love my family and everything as well, but I really enjoy working on cars and everything. And so, and if you hear me, I like to talk. I love talking with people. Like we've had, obviously before all this stuff got bad, had a few subscribers come by, and then I buy cars from people and stuff like that. I like to jab. And so for me, I really enjoy especially the positive, I'm trying to think how to put it. I brain fart really bad. I like talking with everyone, and I enjoy this kind of stuff, and I really enjoy that you all enjoy this kind of stuff. And so for me, honestly, realistically, by the time I was probably 20, I had it insured and registered 30, 35, or 36 cars. And so I've had a bunch and I've really enjoyed them, and I enjoy sharing them with other people like you all. And so that's what's been really fun for me is just taking my hobby, my side thing that everyone's running inside that my wife's had to put up for so long. And now I'm able to do it on a level where it's my full-time job, basically, instead of just, which I still do work some on the weekends, just trying to keep up with stuff. But instead of it going, I was working basically 7 days a week, just trying to keep up with videos and everything, and keeping good content out for you guys. And so sorry, all the kids are running in from being outside. And so for me, really, the whole YouTube side of thing was just pulling out a camera, bringing out what I enjoyed. And once I realized how many other people really enjoyed it too. Oh, honey, say hey.
Hi.
There's my wife.
So I'm closing the door. Bathing children.
About to be naked kids running through the house. As I shouldn't have said it like it. Well, they'll be toweled, but they're going from the bathtub to the living room and their bedroom. But so, like I said, it's just really, for me, it's the interaction with everyone and interaction with cars and everything. So let me start going through a few of these questions. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm going to start with the community section where I asked for people to put questions. Let's see. All right. So the Boxed Lifestyle wanted a quick update on the Porsche engine. So realistically, at this point, with that 2.7, the problem is, for me, checking everything over, doing the basic checks and everything that I was looking for on that engine, everything looks really sound to me. And, a Porsche engine versus like a standard V8. On a standard V8, you have like 4 main crank bearings that are load supporting for, your power and everything in the engine. Now on a Porsche, you have, I want to say it's roughly 10 main load bearing bearings. And so for me, they're extremely strong engines. When they're taken care of and they're done right, they're very reliable engines. And so for the work that has been put out into that engine, the top end, the head work, the cam work, it has ARP studs, it has time certs. Someone put a lot of time into it, and you could tell they took care of it. And so I really don't want to dig too far into it, because honestly, I don't personally have the funds to go crazy with it. If you can just do head stuff, it's not terrible. If you have to dig into the bottom end, it's pushes it almost beyond the value of, not really, but beyond the value of that 2.7. If we wanted to go crazy with it, it would probably be worth looking to something like a 3.0 or something. But obviously trying to stay with the originality of the car for the most part. I think the 2.7 will work. And I think it'll just be, I think it'll work. I think we can make it run, and I think it'll actually do really well. But we'll have to see. Do I know why the Porsche was in the scrapyard? So the story that I got on it was the gentleman had, I was told at one point in time that it was a parts car for a fella. This has been 20 plus years ago, back when the cars were not very valuable. And so it was a parts car for a nicer car. And I know for obviously it's had quite a bit of engine work and stuff, but it was mistreated a little bit, especially with the interior stuff. And it was missing a good few interior bits and everything. So I think he bought it for some parts and stuff for his car. And when they weren't worth anything, he just kind of kept it around. And so basically had it for a while, and he ended up passing away. And I think his son just kind of went in, drug it out, and didn't want anything to do with it. And so took it to the scrapyard. And so I actually found out that it had been in the junkyard before it was at the scrapyard. So they had scrapped it, took it up to the junkyard there, and it was there for a few years. And then it had been drugged back down to the scrapyard, because I think it was about time to do away with it. So I think we were pretty close in the time period of actually getting it before it was going to be completely gone. That was just me the other day. I'd hauled some scrap metal off and was kind of talking to him a little bit more about the whole history on the car, and he had come out with some more stuff that I hadn't heard before. So that's kind of the story on the car. That's as much as I've gotten. Obviously, if I can find the son of that original owner or the owner that had it, we can hopefully get a little bit more on the car in the future. Let me see what else is up here. Try to go through a few of these questions. Which time is it by me? It is 7:11. I guess that's what you meant by that. A Dylan McCool collaboration will be really cool. I've been watching him for a long time. I love Mopars. I wish I could afford Mopar stuff. My dad had he had a couple 70 Challengers, an RT, and then he had a 500. He had a 73 Dart, and he had a 69 Charger. And then my grandmother actually drove a 66 Charger. It was a mauve purple, I think is the color you call it, and it was a big pink car, basically, depending on how you look at it, with white interior and the double consoles. And I love Mopar stuff. I wish I could own some of that stuff. The Porsche is dogs dangly bits. What's next for it? Basically, my main focus now is Dad and I are probably, what really is hurting, I guess not hurting me, but what really is a pain right now is he's back full time. And so the only time that we have time to work together on stuff, which is some of the bigger stuff we have to do, I need help with, is like Friday and Saturday and Sunday when we have time to do it. And so I think our main focus at this point is really to we're going to spend a couple days and get that body work completely done on the car, knock all the paint off. Go ahead. You're fine. So the main focus for the next video, especially, is we've got Crest Industries has been working on it with us with a lot of really good professional products. And so they've been an awesome support, and they're really helping us out, especially with the bodywork side of things. And so the next big thing is really to get the car cleaned up, blocked, finish up any kind of welding and patchwork that we need to do, and at least get it in primer. And then at that point, we start focusing on some interior things. We can start focusing on getting that motor wrapped up so we can get it back in the car and go ahead and get it cranked. And I'm ready to drive the dang thing. Let's see. So color that I'm planning to paint it. I really want to go with the green, the original green. As I see the car come together and I see some gray on it stuff, I don't know. The thing about the green, I like the green. The metallic makes it very 70s, which is nice. It's a 70s car and I like it. But I do, obviously, with a lot of our other cars, they're quite a bit older than the Porsche, and I like the single stage, no metallic, kind of very vintagey, classic look. So I'm really leaning towards the original ice green metallic. I'm trying to think of the 020 paint code. I'm thinking it's something like that. I can't remember, but from paint code, it is an original ice green metallic Targa. So we're in between that, or maybe a blue or a gray, something kind of bland, but that'll be, I don't want to say bland, something that's very classic, vintage, almost like an early 912 or like a 60s 911 or something color. So still kind of in between. As we get the car body work done and we really see it all together, y'all can shoot me some suggestions and everything. We'll kind of go from there and kind of see what we think about it. Have you ever owned a Vega? No, I've never owned a Vega. I haven't owned very many GM products. I'd love to own a Vega. I like anything and everything. I'd like a Cosworth Vega. Those are really cool little cars. Here's another color. Working on it. Is my goal to sell the Porsche or keep it? Probably going to keep it. Not probably. I will keep it. There's always, with a family and 3 children, if somebody really had to have the car and they offered, more than I can say no to, I'd have to let it go, just because it can go towards supporting the channel further, more builds, and my family. But in the long run, I really would like to keep the car. You don't see them around, you see them up in the northern states and everything. Around South Carolina, you see very few of the early Porsches. And for me, if you see what we have, we like different weird stuff. It's not necessarily different and weird. Around here, it is. It's quite rare, and you don't see many of them. And I don't like showing off for expensive cars. I like driving stuff that's kind of different. kind of weird, and starting conversations. That's what I love, talking about cars. Let's see. Hey, from Tallahassee, Patrick. Most of my family's from Florida. Still got a lot of friends and everything down there. When is the next Porsche video coming? I should have another Porsche video. I was working on editing when I pulled this up, a Cadillac video, but I should have a Porsche video out hopefully first of next week. And then I'm also working on, I'll tell you what I'm working on just for the heck of it. Another video on our green car, our little green car, a Comet video, a tractor video, a Cadillac video, a dirt bike video, and a couple other cars. Try not to overwhelm myself, but like I've said before, the Porsche is quite costly, I guess you could say, as we don't have a ton in it. But for me, now that I'm leaning on the Google paycheck, I guess, basically to make it through the month, we have to do extra projects and stuff on the side to keep the bills paid and keep stuff coming. And so that's why we do end up like the Jetta. We were able to get that Jetta. I had it for less than a week, got it cleaned up and turned it out, and was able to pay bills the end of that week. And so that's kind of what we do with the extra stuff. Believe it or not, starting 66 Ferrari. Other than the Porsche and my other cars, probably my favorite car would be like a 62 250 Gran Turismo Legato GTO. I would absolutely love to have one of those, but I don't have 50 mil or better to pay for one. Yeah, my dad looks pretty young, and I guess I look pretty old. I don't have the engine. The engine's good. I'm going to reassemble it completely, and then I'm working on finding an original CIS fuel injection and an original Bosch distributor for it. I have found a few, and it's just coming up with the funds to be able to pay for that. So hopefully really soon. I just wanted to kind of get the body work knocked out since we've started it, kind of get it to a good point where it's not just left apart and rusting or anything. Here, fall in South Carolina and spring is here. Huh, that's weird. I love driving up Caesar's Head. Let's see. How old am I? I am 23. Thanks. Yeah, I'm 20. I turned 23 June 29. So I'm not even quite 23 and a half. And yes, my wife and I have been married for 5.5 years now. Started young. Let's see. I'd love to have a Carmageddon. They've gone up a little bit in prices. I've looked at a couple of them. They're just the ones you find are really rough, but obviously we like working on really rough cars. I'd love to find a Carmageddon one day. I really do like Carmageddons. Where did I learn all my skills? I guess it depends on what side of skills you're talking about. As far as mechanical goes, I grew up, my dad had cars, my grandfather had cars, and so I've just kind of picked up on it growing up with them and learning with them. As soon as I could pick up a wrench, I guess I was probably helping out dad and stuff. And then obviously when I was 15, I got a job working as a boat mechanic. And so I did that for almost 7 years up until about 3-4 months ago now. And so that's where a lot of my mechanical skill, my professional side of mechanical skills came from. And then as far as the body work and the metal cutting up, and I'm learning that as we go. Everything you're seeing me do for the most part that we're doing here, I learned. I went to what's it called? I did welding career center. So that's where I got my welding skills ish. And then most everything else I'm just kind of learning as I go. And I haven't got my dad to start welding yet, but hopefully soon I'll get him to start welding some stuff. And then because it's fun. I enjoy it. I love putting two pieces of metal together and making something new. And so let's see. Thanks, Luke. What's your opinion on an 80s 944? So I have had two 924s. I had an early like a 7. I don't even remember. I had an early 924, and then I had a 924S. Well, Dad and I did not too long ago. We ended up buying 20-something cars from a gentleman, from a friend of mine. His dad had passed away, and so we had all those hauled around. That was the year before last, or last year? No, last summer. And then we had 2 924s. I really liked the 924S. That was a cool car. Had the same motor as it was a narrow body, but had the same motor as the 944 and everything. It was super sporty. The only thing was the interior versus the 944. The 944 interior is far better looking. So I like the 944s. I think they're coming up. They're a classic now. People are starting to find them and really enjoying them. And so they're really cool. I'd love to have one of those too, but I have too many cars as it is. We'll work on one day. An Austin, I have not found an Austin Mini yet. They're really hard to find. You see very few of them. People want a lot of money for them. Obviously, with all the weird little cars we like, I would love to have. I've always liked those. We had a gentleman last year that had one of our local Cars and Coffee and let me get in it and everything. They're so stinking cool. So cool. Yep, we're stuck together and we will be married forever, which is a good thing. I enjoy her. She's a good girl. I got lucky with that one. Well, that one with her. Shirts and hats can be. So here's, y'all see my shirt. This is just. Daddy. Hi, honey. You want to come say hey?
Daddy. You want to go say hi?
Oh, she don't want to come say hey yet. So I basically we had a few designs like our logos and stuff, and I got like 20 of these printed out. If you guys like them, we can start working on figuring out these. I kind of dig it. The company that I got it through was okay. I'm not a huge fan of this shirt. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of cracked up looking, so we might try a couple different people. I worked with a gentleman. Let's see. Sean from Krusty Customs Garage. And he hooked me. I worked with him on these, and so if you guys want any of these, let me know. I've been trying to get a website together to be able to sell you all these. So I have stickers. I don't even think you can see that. Here, I'll show you. I got it in different colors. So if y'all want any stickers, I can try to do PayPal. I don't know. I'll try to figure out something if y'all want any stickers. Want to help support us? So I've got a few of these, and then we've got a few. I got a bunch of them. I just kind of have held on to them right now. And then we've got some of those. And then it's in here. Thanks, man. So Broke Premier, he's working on our website. Don't kill yourself over, man. We'll get it together. I appreciate it, dude. And then there's a Budget Buildz wrench. So if y'all want any of those, let me know. And then Broke Premier down there, if y'all went and checked them out, is going to be getting us a website put together, and y'all can start getting those through there. And then I'll figure out shirts, and I'll print some more shirts if y'all want any. We'll get those. Easy to website. I am not tech savvy, but I will try checking out Shopify too. Let's see. Let me go back through here. 81 Pontiac Turbo Trans Am. Super cool car. For what it is, really slow, I would say, but they're as far as the cool factor of it, they're really cool. I think they made like 176 horsepower or something out of that turbo Trans Am. So they're really cool. They're just don't expect anything crazy fast. I say that all the stuff I have is slow, but you know. In this car, the motor really does a lot. What car is that? 18 to 20 grand into this. The car, the motor is 8,000. Is that a Porsche? Empire Records. We are actually thinking. You wanted an MG midget or an MGB? Dad's actually thinking about letting go of his little orange car because he was able to find another car that you guys will see sometime soon. I think so too. He's really good on the camera, and hopefully soon he'll start talking a little bit. He doesn't like to talk much. I try. He hides. Pronounce Porsche the right way. Thanks, man. Thanks, Michael. I I've always heard it. I don't know. I guess it's Porsche. I don't like saying. What is the other thing? Porsche or Porsche or Porsche? I don't know. It's just Porsche. Whatever. Yes, there will. Oh, you're gonna have a video soon. I got you. Yo. Does my dad have a personal stash of old cars? No. He sold all the stuff that he had. He had a 67 XL 67 Fairlane XL convertible with a little 289 and a 4-speed in it when I was younger. That was the last car he really had, and that was a fun car. Had full headers on it, full exhaust. I think he had glass packs on that car. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I went to Clemson Elementary, and he would park. It was probably a quarter mile away in the line. You'd hear him when he pulled up off of the highway. Blah, blah, blah. It was super fun getting in it, and all my friends were like, oh god, you know. And so, but then he got rid of that, and he got another. He's had quite a few different Cougars. He had a 67 XR7. Maybe, yeah, it was an XR7. And we kind of worked on it some, and he kind of got tired of it and got rid of it. And then I started a car obsession. So no, all the cars that we have are some because of my dad, but I started it. I guess I started the irrational car buying, you know, because who doesn't want to buy a $500 car when, you know, it's fun, right? So no, I've drug him into it for the most part. Most of the cars you see are we send each other marketplace stuff all day, every day, and something pops up or we're driving around and we see something, we got to stop and ask about it. So it's both of us. But as far as the stash goes, he has 2 personal extra cars, I guess, as far as it goes, and everything else is ours or mine. And we just, yeah, it's a problem, but they're fun. Let's see. Sorry, I'm from Hillbillyville, South Carolina. I'm a slow reader. No, am I still working on the comment? Yes, I'm actually working on the comment. We've done quite a bit of work to it, and I'll be honest, my dumb butt ordered a fuel tank and got apparently from 60 to 65. All the fuel tanks are exactly the same, other than a Caliente and a wagon. And so I got the one that I thought it was, and I should have measured and looked a little bit more. But the price difference was quite a bit different. But so I got the one and then had to get the other. And then I've been looking around for wheels because I really wanted it to be on another set of wheels. And I went and got another set of wheels for the car yesterday, and the offset's way off and they just won't work. And so I'm trying to get another set of wheels. And that's one of those things I tell you when I'm working on the videos and I've got quite a bit done, but then it's not quite where I want it to be, like with stuff like that. And so I'm trying to get better. I was talking to Hank Hamilton, and so I'm trying to get better about getting you guys out of video to a certain point, and then I'll have the parts or whatever we're waiting on the following week, and then I'll have a follow-up video instead of dragging it out. So I can keep trying to start getting to where I keep stuff up there for you. What's funny is I go out to that comment probably twice a week and pop that key and that sucker fires right off. I'm ready to get driving that thing. The car's so close with the brakes and everything. When I get the fuel tank and everything in there and an air cleaner on it, I'm going to throw some seats on it and probably start driving it, get all the systems working. And we're doing some interior work, so it's a little bit more comfortable and I guess safe to drive. Thankfully that car's got seat belts and everything too, which is nice. No, you're good, David. Glad to have you, man. How's the MGs? We go out there and crank it up. It's so hot, and that car doesn't have air conditioning, which is funny because I might have, because it's not in the Porsche right now. So, but it's fun to drive. We really need to pop the top back off of it and hang it up in the garage. Just hadn't had a chance to. But we take it to. I used to, honestly, when I was working still for the boat shop, I used to drive it twice a week just because it stays at my house under the cover. But we try to drive it once a week or once every 2 weeks or so and get it out and blow the cobwebs out of it. And we rag that car out. It's so much fun. It's always, and it cranks every time you go out there to start it. One time we had a fuel pump that failed on us, but otherwise that car always runs and it always wants to go. Fiberglass doors and wing and bonnet on my MGB build channel. Cool, I'll check that out. Oh, you want to say hey? Oh, here's Belle. She just got a bath. Say hey. Hey, go play. Goofball. How did you leaving after stuff? Oh, let me start. Okay, so what are the top sites you scan for projects? Top sites, Marketplace. I look at Marketplace all the time, constantly now. We used to do a little bit of eBay. We actually bought the MG on it, the midget, the orange one, the Fire Stick Red MG midget. It's funny because it's so orange, but it's called Fire Stick Red. I'm pretty sure that's the color. We bought that on eBay, but for the most part, we just scan Marketplace constantly. And then otherwise, it's just word of mouth because I have a big mouth and I'm always talking about cars. And someone's like, hey, I got this over here. I know this guy or whatever. And I'm like, well, let me talk to him. I need to see that car, And so, but top sites, Marketplace constantly. You put in notifications for certain things and get stuff popping up. And probably shouldn't because we have so many cars, but it's hard when stuff pops up a good deal, How did the boat company? My boss we left on good terms. He understood. I think he had a feeling I would just because of how I was very, I guess I took the lead on most of my projects and everything for the most part, the stuff I was working on. He was upset and it was a bad time, but we were so busy. When I started there, we did a few boats a year, not a few boats. We may have done 150, 200 boats a year when I started there. When I left, we were doing probably close to 1,000 invoices a year. And it was between me, another mechanic, we had a couple helpers. And then John, my boss, would do some work with us and everything. And we did mobile service too. We did a lot of mobile service dock to dock and everything. So I don't know. I want to say it wasn't easy. For myself or for him or for my coworkers and everything. But I think they're doing all right and everything's going well so far. And obviously if it ever came down to it, I would definitely consider going back and helping them out again. Oh, I'd love to have a bug eye. Cool. Hey, Hoots McCoy. Hey, Hitman. So you say you love the Comet and you've always wanted. I had a 62 Falcon and it was a 2-door post, just a little hot rod 62 Falcon. I actually had a 2.3 with a 4-speed hydraulic clutch. It was just you could jump in and it fired up every time. It ran cool, except for the one time that I was fixing to go to a car show and the heater core blew up in it on me. But otherwise, I could drive it anywhere. The biggest difference I will say is a lot of people don't realize it, but the Comet actually has a longer wheelbase. And so it's a little bit more comfortable car as far as handling and drivability, getting out on the road and stuff. And I've never had a V8 Comet or Falcon or anything. And so I don't know, that one's pretty rowdy and it's really fun, but I love a Falcon. I like Rancheros and everything. I would like a 64, 65 Ranchero and put the 64 Comet front end on. Those are really cool, but I love Comets and I love Falcons. Hey, a Volkswagen. You guys speak my language. These are like cars that I love. So rebuilding a Volkswagen thing or a microbus. We had a 78. I can probably post a picture sometime. My wife's going to Taco Bell to get some dinner. So we had a 78 Westphalia and it was slammed and wicked. It had a 1700 in it, carbureted and crazy ugly plaid interior. And it was just the coolest stinking thing. The kids love it. I wish we would have kept it. It was just with so many projects and it was an expensive project at the time. I'd love another bus. I would love a thing. Things are so stinking cool. They have gotten, for what they are, they've gotten so expensive. We've seen a couple pop up that we've thought about jumping on. There's actually one that's like literally falling apart, but if we could just go get it and tack it together and put it on a Beetle chassis, I'd love to. I'd love those. What do I think of a Dodge Rampage? That is Dodge Rampage is a front wheel drive, just like the Rabbit. I think they're freaking, sorry, that's a euphemism. I think they're really cool. I would rock one. Like, what is it? The Shelby Dodge Rampage, Shelby it all out and just make it super cool. Yeah. Watch JR Go had one. He was on, didn't he take it to Hoovie's garage or something at one point in time or something? Have I seen the Junkyard Digs videos on the 73 MG Midget Revival? I have. I watched a little bit of it and then I'd love to have more time to watch YouTube videos. The only problem is now I used to watch them all the time, and it's funny because I see these guys doing, I guess, similar stuff that I do, and it's so cool because I've watched them for so long and looked up to them and everything. I have not watched the complete video. I know he went over to, what's that fella's name? he's got a good channel. He's always working at the corn cob, corn star, corn. Yeah, whatever. But I have not seen the video. I would like to. I think the motor was frozen and had to pull it out and swap it. You have found oh yes, moss has been a very good friend of ours, and they're very expensive. Yes, but yes, we've been all over moss. Will you be doing the spray finish on the Porsche? I want to. I may have to work with somebody, another shop, to at least get a booth to do it so we can do it right. My hair's a mess. I need a haircut. I'm sweaty. But I want to do it myself, even if I have to go through and spend 12 hours cutting it and polishing and getting orange peel out of it. I want to spray it myself. That's my thing. I've honestly, I'll be completely honest with you. I have never, well, one time, up until I had my truck, my 08, I had never paid a shop to do anything on any of my cars. I'm a stubborn pain in the butt about that stuff, and I love putting my hands on it. And so my pinion bearing was going out in my 08 because of the lift and everything. And I think it was a fairly common issue. So I had to get them so I ended up I bought the parts, pulled it out myself and everything, took it to a shop and had them put a new bearing set and everything. And just because I was a little worried about doing it myself, and they were really reasonable and got it done. But otherwise, like I said, with painting it, I want to do it myself just because I want to. I got to get my hands on there. I'd love to know how the MGB is doing. Okay, so the green MGB, that car, I don't know if you're talking about the orange MG midget or the MGB. The green MGB was far too rough. I really wanted to fix it, but we went to jack the car up, and the frame literally just fell apart, just disintegrated. And so we pulled that car apart, and it went to save other cars. We are working on the motor, and I actually mentioned in one of my other videos, we're building the motor for the green car, but I found an original motor for the green car. So now I'm looking for an MGB GT. So if anyone has one of those in a barn or something, I'd love to have one. We're going to build the 1800 to put in it. So now you guys know one of our future plans down the road. How about a budget Buildz wakeboard boat? So I can't really afford like a newer wakeboard boat. I've worked on a lot of them and everything, but I would. No super chats. I haven't set up super chats. I have to figure out how to do that. Next one we'll do super chats. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. I can't stay on anything long enough. So we had a 1972 Chris Craft Correct Craft with a slant 6 in it. Just a ski boat. I'd like to do a vintage ski boat, but do some like outhead or do like a 351 Windsor. A lot of them had 351 Windsor with the velvet drive and everything. So I'd like to do one of those. And even if it's something we have to put, I don't know, why am I brain farting? The things in the floor, the wood, replace it, whatever. But fix it up. And I like how the older, especially ski boats, sit low. What are you doing?
Someone said the fan was trippy.
Oh, the fan's trippy? Okay.
Turning it off.
She's turning the fan off. Thanks. She's watching the video. Oh, look at the.
Sorry.
We need to dust the fan. I'm sorry. That was.
I'm going to go grab dinner.
Okay, honey. She's going to Taco Bell.
I think that's good.
Going through the drive-thru.
How did you know?
Because you texted me.
Oh, I didn't think you saw it. Okay. I think that's automatic.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. So I like a ski boat, like an older ski boat, because they sit low in the water and they almost look like a muscle car. And especially with the 351 Windsors and just like a single straight pipe, they sound ridiculous. I love them. And they're just beast in the water because of that, Ford small block and little straight out the back velvet drive. And they're just ridiculous. So I do want to build one of those hopefully soon. We should have kept the one we had because that would have been a really fun one to build. What is my dream build? My dream build is probably a 1969 Dodge Daytona. I'll never be able to afford it, but that's probably one of my dream builds. I've been looking at seeing a Rusted Battle one in Asheville 600 with a title. Didn't have it. Bug Eye, that is. Yeah, I saw that one. That one was like is it the red one? I think it was like no. Yeah, it had a title, but it was like super. If you look, the doors were open, but they were like leaned down, like the whole car was split in half. I'd put that on something. I had a 62 Ranchero. Yeah, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff I'd planned on keeping. Any plans to go in the direction of Porsches? It's licensed. Yeah. Any plans to go in the direction of Porsches? It's a license. I'm trying to put that together. I'd love if we can get a hold of more older Porsches. I'd love to get more. Do I get classic minis? I would absolutely love. I love classic minis. I'd love to have one. American V8 to stick them in MGBs. Golly, yeah, I've seen some MGBs like Shelby'd out with V8s, but yeah, V8s too. That'd be ridiculous. We may do that one day. Am I reading the same stuff? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with all of these. You like the same cars we do. Too many channels with BMW, Lambos, and LS swapped cars. Yeah, I like weird stuff. I can't do the same mainstream cars. I would. I mean, I guess I would, but I love weird stuff. That's what I'm all about. Oh, look, my wife commented, said they're going to grab dinner. Yeah, Cole the Corn Star. Cole the Corn Star. Watch Restored. They have 2 things. Awesome. I'll check it out. Dang, 6 bug eyes in a bar. Oh, there's the person that said that fan is trippy. I'm just catching up. Watched GR go, took the Shelby Rampage out to give blankets to the. Oh, that's really cool. Maybe we'll do something like. Well, we don't have. We're not in an area, I guess you could say, that there's a lot of homeless people, other than like there's one couple that walks around some. But maybe we could do something like that sometime in like our little rabbit or something. I will keep an eye out on MJ. I will keep an eye out on Copart or something, and if we can find a decently priced wakeboard boat, we'll get one and we'll build it. I can't. It sucks when people let stuff rot like that, doesn't it? That's what the one we got a truck fairly recently that we're gonna have a video on that I've been trying for a couple of years to get, and I thought it was. What sucks is it's been sitting there and it's pristine and it's a low mileage, and a couple weeks ago a tree fell on it, and then they decided to sell it, so we've got it, but a tree fell on it. I had a gentleman in Myrtle Beach that offers some seats that I have to go get at some point of time, but I might try a set of Boxster seats. I've considered, and it might sound goofy, but I've considered some different avenues as far as seats go. I really like low back seats, but I want something that's very classy and looks very different in the car. I like the wicker look, I guess you could say. Very sleek, classy is what I'm going for, I guess, with the car. And so we're gonna kind of keep an eye out on stuff. And my wife's been doing a lot of sewing lately. I might get her to sew something up for us, or try to at least. What is my most proudest project car? My most proudest project car probably was my last 1981 Rabbit pickup truck. It was I did the same thing. I put coilovers, axle swapped it, but I completely pulled the interior out, redid the entire interior, top to bottom, and then I pulled the motor, and it was a 1.6 diesel, 4-speed. I left it a 4-speed, but I completely shaved the engine bay, painted it all myself and everything with Buzz Bomb. But it looked really good. It was an engine lacquer finish or whatever, and it looked really good. I was happy with it. Painted the motor, built my own 3-inch exhaust. It was actually a 3-inch Bosel out of a 2.0, and I cut it up and welded it up, made it work for the truck. I had the pump built, and then I also AC deleted it and found an original AC, non-AC car bracket and everything. I posted some pictures, I think, at one point in time on my Instagram, Budget Builds YouTube. You guys will have to go check it out. That was probably my proudest project car at this point, but obviously, hopefully there'll be some more soon here. What was my first car? So that's a confusing story. That's kind of where my craziness starts. That's where this craziness starts. So if you guys wonder really where it got started, let's go there. So what was my first car? Technically, when I was 12 years old, my grandfather gave me a 1972 Fiat 850 Spider. It was the roughest car you've ever seen. And it was out in the woods, but I was in love with it. And it was before I had money or anything. And I tried to get it going. I just started my bicycle shop. And so I was doing all that, and it was really busy, and nothing really ever came of the car. I'll be honest, it had been wrecked and it was rusted out. And it was, my dad convinced, not my dad, but everybody was just kind of like, man, that's just crazy. So we ended up hauling the car off when scrap prices were at $14 a hundred. And I'd have to show you pictures. The car was not worth, and it wasn't worth anything at the time either. It was worth, I made a good bit on scrap, honestly. And then I bought a 1993 Corolla with a hole through the motor, and didn't end up doing anything with that. Sold it, bought a Volvo 850, one of the old boxy cars, and was going to drive it. Decided I didn't like it. Got rid of it and got a 63 F100. And that was technically my first car, I guess you could say. If anyone asks, that's technically my first car. It was a 63 short bed step side F100 with a 240 and a 4-speed in the floor. And I love that truck. We did a bunch of work to it and everything. And then I got a little crazy and traded it for a 2001 XR650R. It had been ported, stage 2 jets, full T4 Pro Circuit tunable exhaust system, and it was geared, and it was retarded, especially for a 15-year-old kid. And that's where that came from. And if some of you know the story of that, that was really bad. I was not supposed to be riding it, and I wish I had listened to my parents. So if your parents tell you stuff, listen to them. And I took it out. I got on the road. The bike would do on 100% dirt tires, it would do almost 90 before it started speed wobbling. And the bike on 70/30s would probably do 110, 115 miles an hour. And I got out on a hill showing off, and I don't remember anything, just what I was told. And they said I kind of came down the hill and then just full on went after it and hit the bottom, and they'd been doing some road work, and it picked me up and threw me down on my face. And I had a helmet on, but I didn't have it strapped. And so it broke my neck, and then helmet came off and tore my scalp off and fractured my skull and all kinds of other really nasty stuff that was not good. And actually, the bike wasn't that bad, even though it rolled like 200 yards, and they're tough old bikes. My dad actually, I was still my neck brace and everything. My dad and little brother put bars on it and fixed the tires and everything. And I traded it for a Kawasaki Vulcan. Shouldn't have gotten that either. And traded it for a 73 Jeep. And that was the first vehicle that I had with a license. So if you want to get technical, my first vehicle was a 73 or 74, 73 CJ5. Had a little 258 AMC and a 3-speed. And I took it everywhere. We bogged it out, and it was really fun. So that was kind of my first car. Sorry, I went blab for a long time. Let's see. What's up, Straight Line Cycles? So your wife prefers the Superbird over the Daytona. I like the Superbird better, probably, as far as looks and everything and the logo and all. But I like a Daytona because I like stuff that's weird and different. And a Superbird's already really weird and different, but a Daytona is even more so. And so that's what really draws me to the Daytona. An upside-down Kawasaki KX125. What the? You'll have to send me some pictures of that. What's up, David? Let's see. Veyron or I'm not even good. I'm not a Lamborghini guy. I don't know. I don't even know what the difference is. You guys will have to tell me. I'm sorry. I'm not. I've seen them. I guess I would like a vintage Ferrari. Like I said, like a 250 GTO or something old, something different versus some new Lamborghini or something, to be honest. I have not seen all of I watched a little bit of the first video and then got cut off. I have not seen all of that video, but I do want to watch it. How did I find the Porsche? So we hauled a car off. Well, actually, it was when we bought those 20-something cars. So we were hauling them off. And I was there and I was like, hey, man, do you got anything like old? Because we just like looking at stuff. And so he's like, yeah, I got like a 68 C20 over there. And I was like, well, let me go check it out. And I could kind of see it. And so I walked down to see the C20, and sitting in front of it was the Porsche. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me you had this? And he's like, I want to sell junk Porsche. I'm like, you want to sell it? And he was like, well, let me call. And they were like, $500. And to be completely honest with you, we said, let's think on that. And Dad and I left. That was on Friday evening. And so we couldn't get it. And basically I called I'll be honest, my boss. I called him at the time, and he likes the older Porsche stuff. He hadn't ever had one, but he really enjoys them. And I was like, what do you think of this? And he's like, dude, if you don't go get it, I'm going to go get it. And I was like, shoot. Okay, well, I'll go get it. Just whatever, And so I left. He let me leave work early on Monday, and I went and got it, and that's where everything started. But yeah, I mean, it was just sitting over there rotting, and he was just like, yes, I didn't even think about this old junk Porsche. I'm like, well, but $500 was like, oh man, $500. I don't know if I want to spend that. And I'm glad we got it because we would have gotten it eventually. Hopefully, yeah. Every popular on YouTube has a certain point had a Mustang restaurant. Do you plan on to? I like Mustangs. Yes, we'll do a Mustang at some point in time. It won't be a resto mod as far as a new Coyote motor or something. It'll definitely be a fastback, and it'll be something crazy, but in a crazy way. So honestly, it'd probably be like 351 Cleveland or something with 8 Webers or something different, really different, not new Coyote, because we just like stuff that's really different. Cool. I love my caddies. I've had 3 of them. So I saw a lot of comments. People were commenting, that's a Volkswagen Caddy. I was like, technically it's a Rabbit pickup truck. I've always called them a Volkswagen Caddy, but I didn't know how to post the video. Do I say, some people I've heard call it a Golf, some people. So it's, in my book, it's a Volkswagen Caddy, always has been. But it's a Rabbit pickup too. As far as titling and everything goes here, it's a Rabbit pickup. Ford Del Rey. Cool. Those are cool cars. Hey man, it's for me, as at my age, I've healed really good from it. You can tell when cold weather's coming. And obviously I have really bad memory issues. Like, to be completely honest, it wiped out everything from like 12 years old and back. Like, I can vaguely remember a few things here and there. Maybe that's just common, but I do have a lot of memory issues, and maybe that's just me being duh, but I've checked out your channel before, Straight Line Cycles. I'll have to check out some of your new stuff. I can't wait to show you some more on the comment. It's going to be so much fun. Let's see. What transmission are you going to use? I'm going to use the original 4-speed that's in it for the time being. Maybe down the road, if we decide to go crazy with the car, we might put a G50 in it or something. But the transmission that's in it is virtually bulletproof, other than being magnesium case. It might blow up at some point in time. But realistically, with a stock 2.7 that's not over the crazy build, it should be, should be really good. Yeah, I know, right? If I titled it Bought a Caddy. So I'm going to put Rabbit pickup and Caddy in the next video. And I really want to tell you guys what we're doing with the truck, because it's something that I've always wanted to do. And we've got a local company that's working with us on it. And it's going to be really fun. All right, really quick. Let me start. It's getting, I don't know how long you guys want to hang out for this. Sorry, it's taken so long. Let's see. Sorry, I'm looking through. You guys can't even see that. I'm looking through this thing now, trying to see these questions. Out of the builds you have done, past or current, which build is your absolute favorite? Oh no. That's a really hard question, Stacy. Wow. What is my absolute favorite? I mean, it's the Porsche is obviously one of my favorites. The 66 has been a favorite of mine because I drive it constantly. I drive that thing every day. It's my daily driver right now. So I love that build. And then my Rabbit pickup truck, my last one, was one of my favorites. And I'm hoping this new one will be one of my favorites now. So Let's see. How long have you and your dad been working like this on projects together? I helped him a little bit on his stuff, I guess, on his cars when I was younger. And then I went through my bad kid stage, I guess you could say. And so it really got, I mean, he helped me with some stuff, but that was just when I had my obsession with flipping cars like every 2 weeks. I mean, I literally had another car every 2 weeks. It was really bad. And so I was just constantly trading, constantly working my way up. And I'll be honest, I drove some pretty cool stuff in high school just because I kept trading and getting other stuff. And then I'd get a junk car and then have to work my way back up. And so we started really getting bad about doing all the cars and everything. I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years. I guess we've been really going to town on all these cars. What has been the hardest lesson to learn since starting your channel? This is from David. Probably the hardest thing I've had to figure out is just keeping up with all this editing and everything. And getting my time together. And I'm really bad about, if you can't tell, I get on one project, I'll work on another one, I'll do this, I'll do that. And I've got to get better. Kayla got me, my wife got me a whiteboard, and I'm going to start writing down what I'm doing each and every day and keeping track of it so we can keep regular videos coming out for everyone. Let's see. Sorry, I'm okay. See, I got at least one email, maybe two. So how's everyone doing this evening? Everyone doing good? I hope you guys are enjoying this. I feel like it's a lot of just me talking. I wish y'all were talking back to me. It'd be kind of cool. Which you are. You're down here chatting, but let's see. I'm glad you're having fun. So he knew I would not be able to pronounce his name. So he said, friend from Chicago. Questions are have you decided on a color? So as far as the comment goes, if we repaint the car, no, I'm not sure on a color. Right now, we're going to focus on the drivetrain, the drivability of the car, and probably the interior. And to begin with, is going to be kind of ratty. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys watch Roadkill. I love Roadkill. That's kind of where I get a lot of this excitement. And doing this stuff is from watching them. So as far as the comment goes, it's going to be kind of like the Mustang, what did they call that? The one that was full of poop? Yeah. The Mustang. I don't know if you've noticed, David Freiberger has been going through and has done a lot of stuff as far as the interior and everything is new, and obviously there's a lot of drivetrain work and everything. So that's what we want to focus on the comment to begin with. I love sleepers. I love sleepers. One of our cars that's coming up here in the short while is a sleeper, a really cool sleeper. And so that's what I love. And so I kind of want to leave it ratty, just be like, oh, look at this piece of junk. And then you lay into it and it hauls butt. That's just fun for me. Let's see. And then another question he had, will you be adding any power? So power boosters on the comment. What I would like to do is got a 302 in it already. I'd really like to go ahead. I have a set of 351 Windsor heads. They're probably 68, 69, 351 Windsor heads. I'd like to throw those on. I've got a set of headers I'd like to put on it, and then probably a pretty healthy cam. And then we have another company that hopefully we're going to be working with soon on some projects that has some other like roller cam, roller rockers, roller lifters, and maybe we'll do some adjustments there, and then maybe like a HEI distributor or something. Nothing crazy, naturally aspirated. I don't know. Maybe we'll turbo it now. Naturally aspirated, just loud, big, lopey cam, fun. And that's the plan on that car. So thanks, man. Let's see. I think I had another one here. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. So, sorry, Stephen said, do I do this? Do I still have a day job, or is your work really just a hot? So no, I do not have a day job anymore. So I left the boat shop 4 months ago. So this is my full-time job. This and buying and selling cars and junk. We like estate auctions and stuff. So I do a lot of that flipping stuff. Like we bought A couple months ago, we bought an entire truck and trailer full of 65 to like 90 Corvette stuff, and we've been selling that stuff like crazy. Yeah, disgusting. And so this and that are my day job. Now I'm trying to really get to a point where I can focus mostly on the YouTube stuff, because this is really fun for me, and I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it, and I really want to continue to keep good content out and you guys enjoying that. So that's our main focus. Where do I come from? So South Carolina. My parents are from Florida. My grandparents are from Ohio. I was born in Greenville and grew up in Travelers Rest. So if anyone's around this area and you know, I was there until I was 4 or 5, and then we moved to Liberty, South Carolina. And that's where my parents still live. And then 5.5 years ago, when Kayla and I got married, we moved to Easley, into a little tiny, like 24 by 24 house. And then we started popping kids out and had to move here. And this one's still really small. It's like 1,100 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And so we're going to extend it. Hopefully, probably not. We would like to, or maybe soon we'll be able to get another house, but we'll see. Right now, we don't have the funds for that. Yes, selling all of the Corvette stuff on eBay. So this might sound crazy. This is one of my plans, something that I'm considering. So I want to get down the road. I'd like to get a site together, and I'm looking for potentially getting a dealer's license at some point in time. And I want to continue. I like building the cars, and we still want to do a lot of builds, but I also want to be able to save these cars and get them out to everyone else. So parts and cars, I'd like to set up a site where I can sell this stuff and everything. I'll have to ask my dad. We kind of just sell through the same one, but shoot me an email and I will get that over to you. I don't think we have anything really left as far as there's a bunch of small stuff. If you want it, you can come. I'll basically sell it for, it's a bunch of shifters and different parts and little bits and pieces, but it's stuff that people would really want to have. Let's see. Flipping cars, like selling cars, or literally flipping cars? Yes, we'll do some flipping videos. Bike check. I'll do a bike check. I got to pull my bike out. I'm going to try to ride it. I've gotten kind of thick, but I definitely want to get my BMX bike out. I can still throw a pretty clean 180 and come out of it without completely killing myself, I think. I want to be able to throw flat 360s and stuff like I used to, but I don't know if my body's going to allow that. When's the next video? I was trying to get one up tonight, and it'll probably be tomorrow, though. Let's see. So, sell you the Helix. So, I kind of sold the Helix a while ago. I wanted to build it, but we needed parts for the Porsche, and we bought the truck for $500, and I ended up selling it for like $350, but it was fun to get it going. I'm sorry. I wanted to build that truck. And it didn't have the title, and I didn't realize you could get them at the time. And so, yeah, we'll get another one, though. Sorry, Greg. Hey, Heath. Planning on doing a meet? Yes. I really want, when we get a shop, we're actually, to be honest, we're looking at a piece of property right now. I don't want anything big and crazy because you guys like the budget stuff, and I can't afford anything big and crazy. So it'll still always be budget stuff. But I'd like to get a shop together with enough property that we can start doing meets. But I'll definitely work on doing a meet here locally, especially as stuff starts settling back down. I don't want to push any kind of big car. I don't know if it'll be a big turnout. It'd be really fun if it was. But I definitely do want to push car. I love cruising. It's like, I love talking to people, and it'd be awesome to meet everyone. Let's see. Yes, I sold the Jetta. So we bought the car for $500. Got it going, and I spent $50 in gas, so you guys can kind of know. Spent $50 in gas, and what was the other thing? Oh, bought a battery, and it was like $60 for a battery, and got it going. Obviously spent like 8 hours cleaning the thing up, and sold it for $1,000. So I saw some people were like, "You're just going to sell it for crazy money." I don't think that's crazy money. It was a pretty cool car for $1,000, but it's done. It's gone. Made some quick cash to keep stuff flowing. How do I like my eggs? Scrambled with cheese. I love cheese. Golly, I could get constipated just 24/7 eating cheese. That was probably gross. Y'all don't want to know that. Yeah, car flipping like on Dukes of Hazzard. We actually thought about it. Someone gave us a Camry one time that was like rusted out. We thought about doing some crazy stuff. I don't know. Throwback Thursday. I don't know if any of you guys watched Dave's Farm. Is like way back in the day, crazy Canadian guy that like did a bunch of ridiculous stuff like welding steering wheels on top of the car. We were going to do some of that stuff, but it was a little crazy for us at the time. Sorry, Greg. Hey, man. We'll get more. Hey, I love Volkswagens. I sniff them out from anywhere, especially Volkswagen diesels. So we will have more. Cool. Well, does anybody else have any questions or want anything else or talk about anything else? Must be a UK. Buy cheap, sell cheap for a quick profit. Yep. Sometimes the problem is, as you can see, we have quite a few long-term projects. And so the problem is when you get a car and you keep it for so long, your time is money and storing it and everything. So it's fun just to be able to quick flip some stuff. What parts do I still need for the 911? Oh boy. Basically the main parts that I need for the 911 at this point, it's really there. It's just a matter of getting it together. The main parts that I still need for the car are gauges. I'd like to build my own harness, but I would consider another used harness that's good shape that was so torn up. The few random little bits like interior stuff we still need. But then the main thing is, the main thing is going to be like the intake, the CIS system, and the distributor, which I can go ahead and jump on and get a distributor. And then I need that cover. I need the shroud. And our fan is busted, so I need that too. So that's the last few things that we're really looking for. And then at that point, get it done, slap it in. I just don't want to – I want to kind of get the motor complete before putting it in there and being all – it's real tight in there. So let's see. So I had never done a wood frame tipping thing. It popped in my head. I got the idea and started YouTubing it, and there was people doing it. We did it a little bit different than other people, but it was just kind of, we've done a bunch of framing and replacing doors and extending rooms and roofs. And so you'll notice as we do other stuff, my dad and I, we're bad about, we don't pay anybody for anything. We would, I mean, don't get me wrong. We want to help people out as far as that, but we like getting our hands dirty and getting into ourselves and figuring out ourselves, especially my dad, especially, is a machinist. And so he's like a perfectionist about everything. And so he likes, and I am too, to a certain point, and I like driving stuff, but I do like it to look nice at the end of the day. And so it's just kind of one of those things we do everything. So we just started building that frame and doing the measurements and just kind of made it work. And that was the first one we'd ever done. We'll definitely do more. Let's see. Talk about my training experience to get where you are if you haven't already. You're good. I'll bring it back up again, Steve. So I was actually originally a bicycle mechanic, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's a thing. So I got into bicycles and I went crazy just like I did with cars. I had like 200 bicycles at one point in time, just buying and selling and flipping. And I love vintage stuff. We had a bunch of pre-war skip to stuff and everything. And you'll notice I love anything old, vintage, weird, and different. That's what I'm all about. I love that stuff. And, this thing's about to die. Let me plug the computer in really quick. Sorry. Hold that thought. Talking too much. This thing's going to die on us. Okay, we're good. So started that, and then I got into dirt bikes and got into four-wheelers and just started fixing them, buying them, selling them, just like I do now. I did that. I've done that with like literally everything. Got into BMX bikes and road bicycles and whatever, just everything. And so from that point, I was offered a job at the boat shop, and then I started working as a boat mechanic, and I did that for 7 years and just slowly just trained myself, got my hands dirty. I'm one of those. There's a lot, I've worked with some people and stuff. There's a lot of different people that get in there and get a little scared and timid of it. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to break something. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it and get it going. And that's just kind of how I am. And so just from me, I guess I have, I was born with a mechanical skill set, I guess you could say. And then as far as experience just goes, I just like getting in and getting in there. Like one of the first Sea-Doos that we had blow, the Rotax engines that we had blow up, I just got in there, ripped that thing apart and figured it out. I wanted to, I'd like to know the mechanical side of literally everything. Anything mechanical I love. Small engine stuff, two-stroke stuff, literally anything. And so that's just kind of where my mechanical side of things has come from, was buying and selling, figuring out the mechanical side of things myself, and just digging in. And then obviously I did that up until about 3 or 4 months ago and have worked on cars on the side. Let's see. Is 40 years old too? No, you can be 80 years old and start wrenching on stuff. No, you need to get into it. Just like I said, get you a bicycle or something, and then get a dirt bike, get a four-wheeler. I don't know if you want to get out and rip around on it, because I know I don't want to anymore. I've got our dirt bike, and I'm probably going to get it going. It's funny. I'll mention this really quick. I had people like comment how I kickstarted the thing. I know that was goofy. I don't know what I was doing, but it was really fun. I was just being goofy with it. I've ridden dirt bikes since I was like 12 years old. So honestly, no, I don't know. I'll show you in another video. I'll rip that thing for y'all. So no, get out there and have some fun, man. Get into some small engine stuff to start with, or just get you an old car and have fun with it. Like I said, break something, fix it. That's what's fun about it. I love learning. I learned from working on stuff. It's like cutting the quarters out of the Porsche, but doing the floors. I'd never done floors like that in a car. I've done patches and stuff. Oh, you can see our closet. But I have never done full floors like that. That was a lot of work, but I'm glad we did, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. Yes, I'd love to do a collaboration. So I have something. You guys can mention this to other people as I tell you. And I want to start emailing some people. This is something. Tell me what you guys think, if this would be fun. So I've always liked four-wheel drives. Like I told you, my first vehicle, I guess, as far as I drove, was a 73 CJ5. I love four-wheel drive stuff. I would like to get together, if they'd be willing and up for it, to get with like Junkyard Digs. I'm brain farting, and now that I'm trying to tell you guys, who's the other gentleman from, what is it, Minnesota, or the guy that's super funny? What's his name that does this kind of stuff? Let me see if y'all tell me. Yeah, Vice Grip Garage. Duh. So I'd love to get together with some of those guys, do like a $1,500 challenge or something, or 2K challenge, get something pre-1980 four-wheel drive, and then get together, hopefully maybe the end of this year, next year sometime, build them on a budget, and let's set up like 5 or 6 different four-wheel drive off-road parks and put them to the test. I don't want to beat anybody. It's not about that. It's just what you can do on a budget with old cars. And it's four-wheel drives, like a four-wheel drive Chevy truck, an old flat fender CJ2A or something, whatever, just something four-wheel drive. We can get out and do something like that. And so that'd be really fun. Tell me what you guys think, if that would be something you would want to watch. I would also do other stuff. I like getting stuff running. You guys see that all the time. Well, not all the time. Have a lot coming of it too, though. Thanks, Jack. Let's see. Any more flatbed trucks coming? Probably. I really want to do a C-channeled and chopped flatbed truck at some point in time, just for like hauling stuff, and I'd like to put it on an air ride so we can. Right now we've got a 9-foot bed on ours, and is really right for that truck with the wheelbase, because it's only 133-inch wheelbase. But I would like to get like a 16-foot wheelbase truck sometime and put a bed that we can put tractors on. And I want to put it on air ride so we can just lower it down or something and pull our tractor up on it. And I got a video coming on our tractor soon too. I don't know if y'all know, we had the last tractor we had was a 29 1020 McCormick Deering, and loved that thing. Hand crank though, it about kill you. It was big, huge, that 4,400-pound tractor, and it wasn't good for anything but riding around. It was cool, but we ended up getting one that's a little more useful, not much, but a little bit. And I got a video coming out on that real soon. How many episodes to complete? Guesstimation. I mean, you guys might not see it because there's still a lot to do, but I feel like realistically, within the next 2 to 3 episodes, we're really going to start seeing the car come to a more complete level. And I think after that, maybe 4 to 5 episodes. I don't want to drag it out because I know you guys are ready to see it done. And it is hard it's hard. It's not hard. I don't know. I don't want to complain about it or anything. It's just, I jumped into it to try to make this work because I was working 7 days a week. I was bringing my work home. I was stressed out. I was not happy, and my wife was upset. And so really what I had to do was pick one or the other. I had to do YouTube, or I had to continue full time as a boat mechanic. And with jumping into doing YouTube, obviously I'd love to work from home, be with my family, and it's been so much fun. And so with that being said, I'm making okay money. It's not quite enough to cover parts. So we're in the negative most every month, but I do flip stuff. And so that's what's keeping us going. And so, but the biggest thing with how drug out the car has been, I guess you could say, is really the cost factor on everything. We're getting there, and I really want to push it. I'm ready to drive the car, and I'm ready to have it done because I know you guys are excited for that. No, on all the meat. Yes, I will most definitely let you know on the meat. I want to see all y'all's cars, and I want y'all to come check out what we have. Yes, I'm going to paint the Porsche myself. I want to get my hands dirty on that one. I probably have some help, some professional help with it, maybe a booth or something, just so we don't get a bunch of trash in the paint. And I've never painted a car, so I do need some help with that. So if anyone local, if you know anyone local around me that has something like that, that would be really cool. Yeah, I saw that. Junkyard Diggs getting that MG. I haven't watched the complete videos. I need to. Let's see. Because me. What was your question there? Sorry, man. It looks like it got retracted or something. Just ask it again and I'll answer it for you. Thanks. Yeah, that was, I don't know. We just trying to figure out. That's how we got it up in the air so we could work on that stuff. Next live chat we do, I am going to figure out super chat. I kind of drug this out on doing it. I looked it up earlier today to figure it out, and there's like a big process you have to go, not a big process, but a process you have to go through. So next live chat we will do a super chat. And I don't know do you guys want to do, I think I have the ability now to do I can't even think of what it's called. The thing where you can have like your own stickers and stuff. Do you guys want to do that? I can figure all that out if you're up for. Is the ignore mode on? What's the ignore mode? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Jared from Wrench Every Day is in Georgia if distance matters. I am like, no, distance doesn't matter. I love driving. We've driven 8-10 hours for cars. I used to, when I had my Rabbit pickup truck, my last one, I had I bought my wife a 2000, but she had a 99 Sienna with like a factory tow package. And I used to throw the tow dolly on that thing and haul it to, it got VIP'd at, what's that car show? Stance something. I don't remember, but a car show at Talladega Speedway. And so 80 miles an hour cruise control on with the AC blasting with the truck behind me in my minivan all the way to Talladega Motor Speedway. And so I love driving. I'll jump in the car and hit the road. So distance doesn't matter for me, but I would like to work with some people close by. Have you been approached by doing a series? So I don't know if I've told any people. So Heath asked, have I been approached by any television shows about doing a series or being a part of some type of series? I got offered a job from, what was the studio? Powertrain Studios, to be a host on originally a swing host on 4 of their shows, to be a host on Truck Tech. That was an absolute dream job. Nashville, Tennessee. And they're a super cool place. It is an awesome studio, a lot of awesome people to work with, an incredible studio. And I would have absolutely loved to do it. I have a large family. We're all here in South Carolina for the most part. And with 3 children and my channel growing, I wanted to keep doing this for you guys because I would lose the ability to do stuff on the Porsche and stuff. And so for me, I was like, I want to grow my name. And so that's why I'm doing it here. Now, it'd be really cool if I got approached by any television shows or something to do a series. I would love to do that. If you notice, I will work on anything and everything, and we'd love doing like the barn finds and stuff. So that would be really cool if something like that comes up in the future. What's up, honey? Okay. Sorry, that's my youngest. Mia. Hey, Steve, you got to do it, man. Let's see. Hey, I'm not sure what's your question. It's not on there. Put it down there again, and I'll answer you, man. What are my favorite YouTube channels? I'll be honest. So I was a BMXer when I was younger. I did some skateboarding, but I loved riding BMX. I used to ride pretty good. I'd do some stuff. I don't know. I wasn't crazy good, but I definitely loved riding park and stuff. I took my bike all over the place to Maryland and Washington, D.C., and Outer Banks and all over the place. I always had my bike with me. I always had to ride. So I like Adam LZ. I've always watched Adam LZ. I don't have time really to watch him anymore. I don't know if anyone likes him. Well, I don't know. He's cool, I guess. But anyways, probably some of my favorite channels to watch. I like watching the Roadkill guys. I've got a Motor Trend on demand, and I watch Roadkill. I like Steve Mignante. He's flipping hilarious, and I love his knowledge. But that's obviously Motor Trend stuff. As far as YouTube channels, I really like Vice Grip Garage. I'm trying to think of who all I like a lot of the abandoned buildings and stuff, because it to me it's real similar to like cars. So abandoned cars, abandoned buildings, and a lot of these buildings I'd really love myself to be able to get a hold of. I'd love to have an old house. If we can buy, our house was actually built in 28, and so it's a really old house, and we love restoring it, cleaning it up, and painting it like we have been. But I'd love to find something like turn of the century, 1850s, and so I like that kind of stuff too. Specific channels, I'm terrible with names. If y'all showed me or I was looking, I could tell you. Sweet, get a 83 Celica. That's cool. Get it. I had a 89 convertible, which is completely different from that, but it was really fun. She liked it.
What I like?
Our Celica convertible we had.
I do like it.
We got in trouble street racing at one time. We were leaving our wedding, and my uncle had a GT Mustang, and I thought, why'd you turn that on?
Because your mom said to. Is that better?
I don't know. Is that better for doing that? Okay.
I did.
Okay. Let's see. We're freezing up. Let me go back. Sorry.
Okay, so is that better? Okay.
Oh boy, I got clicked on. Oh boy. Okay, so I just saw something. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Thunderhead 289. Thanks, Dylan. Let's see. I'd love to team up with some other guys, just because we all like cars, and that'd be so much fun. It's kind of dark in here now. Unless you turn those lights off, I'm a little scared. I'll definitely do some more dirt bikes. So my wife told me I couldn't have a motorcycle, obviously because of this, but she's kind of been getting maybe thinking about it. But I want something like a WLA flathead Harley or something. I want something old. I have to have something old. We've actually got a bunch of knucklehead parts and stuff we've been selling on eBay too that we got. Not just knucklehead, but knucklehead Cervicar, a bunch of Cervicar stuff. It's too dark in here. You can turn the light back on now?
I'm going to turn this light on.
Okay.
Your mother's instructing me.
My mom's watching this too. She's telling my wife to do stuff. That's no better. Let's see. So, Bill, you said would love to see something with a flathead V8. We have something with a flathead V8, and it's really cool, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Ugh. Stance Nason truck. Any time working on scooters, I haven't had. Yes, I've worked on some Vespas. When I was working at the shop, we used to do some stuff. I worked on some Vespas. We have a 1964 Honda Cub 50 that we're going to build pretty soon. I've had it for. What in the world are you doing, woman? We've had it for literally ever. My wife's a nut. She's a good one though. Yes, I'd love to work with Thunderhead 289 and Dylan McCool. Dylan's one of my favorite channels too. I love the Mopar stuff. Purchase project after completing project, don't sell it. Okay. Your trucks for you. Yeah, that'd be really fun. I'd love to get everybody together and we've got a lot. How many trucks do we have now? We have a lot of videos. We have quite a few videos lined up, as well as Porsche stuff going on. Like I said, I get so bad about getting so many projects going at once. We've got quite a few flip projects though that I think you guys are really going to really enjoy. We have 4 trucks right now. Obviously, you've only seen 2 of those, so there's 2 more to come. Let's see, budget class A RV challenge. Oh, that'd be really fun. I'd love to build something like that. Let's see. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Bradley. Next time I'm going to do a super chat. I have a Patreon. I'm not really good at keeping up with all that stuff, so I really haven't done a ton with it. That's a lot better. Thank you, honey.
Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
I won't even charge a fee. I'll tell you what, if you come, you you can ride in anything. I'll be quite honest. I'll probably let some people drive it. I don't, it's a car, you know, you got to have fun with them. And I don't want to just build them for myself to enjoy. If anybody wants to come and wants to go for a ride in one of our cars, like you want to come over tomorrow and take a ride in the 66, as long as you don't have COVID, let's go. LVHP paint sprayer and I had a tent, which sucks because I sold it. But no, we may try that. I'm not quite sure what we want to do with painting yet, but we're gonna get it painted. Ricky Booby, I like old Ricky Bobby. Shake and bake, baby. Oh, ain't that the truth? It's funny. Taylor Ray's really cool. Cletus, yeah, he's cool. I like his stuff. Taylor Ray's really cool with he's got that Miata. I've had a couple Miatas, and he's got that little Miata that he's LS swapped, I think, or something. It's been so long since I've gotten so behind on what everybody's doing because it's just trying to keep up with this stuff has gotten crazy. See you, Floyd. Sorry. Get you some sleep. I'll have some videos coming out. Cold War Motors. I'll have to check them out. I don't know if I've probably seen a lot of these people just because it's fun to scour the YouTube sometimes, but I'm so bad with names. Yep, mommy's always right. Cool. Let's see. My dad's got a goofy. He's got you guys need to. We're going to try to do a video soon with my grandfather, his dad, and he has the same laugh, and it's really funny. He's got a cool car that I think you guys will like. I've posted a video of it and not a video, but a picture of it. It's a 62 Galaxy XL500 that's got a 406 tri-power 4-speed, and he hasn't run it in a long time. So we're going to probably do a getting it going video here before long. I'd really like to help him out. We want to get him a battery and a charger for it and go through the fuel system and everything. And I think you guys will enjoy that. If you'd like to, let me know. Did I ever follow Haggard's Garage? That sounds really familiar. I wonder what kind of stuff did they have. That sounds really familiar. Nick's Garage. I'll have to check that out too. The problem is I'd love to. I just don't have time to keep up with all the stuff a lot of times. Do you get the kids involved with the projects? I do when I can, especially my oldest, Belle. She likes to come out and get into it. The biggest problem is they are really young. All my children are 3, 4, and 5, and so when I do a lot of welding, a lot of grinding and stuff. So it's really hard for me right now at this point to have all the kids out there. They love riding in the cars though. So we'll have videos when we get to do the ride arounds and stuff, taking the kids. And as they get a little bit older and are ready to do more, then yeah, we'll have the kids more on some of the projects. Glad to have you, aviation lover. Come on, Patrick. Let's go for a ride in the midget. You can take it for a drive. Yes, I watched Vice Grip Garage and Junkyard Digs. I really liked they did that collaboration with the, what was it, a 70? It wasn't a Roadrunner. It was a what are they? I'm brain farting. That car that they got out, and that was pretty cool. It was a Mopar. What was it? Why am I brain farting? It wasn't a Roadrunner. Is it? Why am I can't even think. When you finally get the 911 finish, check out Haggerty Car Insurance. I definitely will. That's what my grandfather uses, and it's not super expensive. Cool. We'll definitely do some Galaxy stuff. Ever messed with aviation wrenching, like old piston props? Woo! No, I haven't. The closest thing that I've worked on aviation-wise is Rotax engines and Sea-Doo jet skis. I would like to. It's a little scary as far as being in a working on a plane. I love vintage planes. They're like classic cars on the inside and everything, like an old yeah, whatever the name is. I'd love to though. That would be really fun. Check out Rod Bob's Buildz. Valiant? It wasn't a Valiant. No, it was maybe it was a Duster. No, it obviously wasn't a Duster. Man, I can't even think. It wasn't a G. Maybe, no, what? It was a Plymouth Cornet. Was it? It wasn't a Cornet. I don't know, but that's what it was. Thunderhead 289. Yeah, I watched some of Thunderhead 289 stuff. Let's see. Cool. Satellite. That's what it is. It's a satellite. I'd like to have a Plymouth Satellite and do a Roadrunner build on it. I like Mopar stuff. I'd like a wedge top car. I'd love like a late 60s Dart, even a Charger or something. I'd more than definitely be happy to work on a Wankel engine. A rotary. I won't hold it against you. Not like I need a project. Four-wheel drive. Just keep the Porsche videos coming. Thanks, Greg. I'll keep them coming. I'm not sure if they did or not. I kind of got through the 3 or 4 part series there, and then that was what I got. When is the next video? I was working on getting one uploaded tonight and doing this. I was kind of late to getting it. I'm going to try to finish wrapping it up. It's got to go through the saving process and everything. It takes like 4 hours to save a video. And then it's got to upload, and it takes sometimes it only takes like an hour depending on the video. Let's see. That was with Luke. Oh, I'm sorry. I know the people. I've seen the people, but names are bad. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. What's up, Functional Histories? Radial engine. That's the word. Yes, I would be up for working on a rotary or a radial. I can't wait to get the Porsche finished too. Any more questions, y'all? I might go. Hey, Victor. See ya. I'm going to go eat some Taco Bell. Well, it's probably cold now. There's a cat there. So I really appreciated it. Thank you so much, everyone that came on and had questions. I hope you had fun with this. We'll definitely do a lot more, and it'll be really fun. So thank you so much, everyone. I got a lot of videos coming out that I think you guys will really enjoy. Let's see. What state do I live in? I live in South Carolina, upstate South Carolina. So good night, y'all. We'll do a super chat next time, and look for a video coming out tomorrow. And like I said, I'm editing like 8 videos. I don't know why I looked at I got to watch. This can tell me how many videos I'm editing. I'm in the process of 8 different videos. I just haven't quite wrapped up. So there's a lot of stuff coming, and a lot of cool cars and a lot of Porsche stuff. So good night, y'all. Thanks. Peace out. Catch you on the flip side.